Yeah, my name is Cecilia, and I live in Newton Mens. I've lived in Newton Mens for nearly 23 years, and I've been involved in a number of community groups. One of them I was the chair. Probably not going to tell you how old I am, but I've got 2 children, 2 grandchildren. Granddaughter actually attends the nursery here. So, yeah.
Have you lived in countries other than Scotland? How was life different there?
Yes, I was born in Ghana, in West Africa. Life over there it's sunny, and the temperature is always like between 25 and 30 degrees, But then I came to Scotland and I like Scotland, so I continue to live here. And I've lived in Scotland for a bit over 42 years.
Do you speak any other languages?
I speak a couple of languages and English. The language I speak comes under, there are a few dialects that come under the umbrella of an Akan. It's called Akan language, and it's spelled A-K-A-N. And the language I speak is called Fanti, and it's spelled F-A-N-T-I. And that, that's spoken in mostly the central part of Ghana. Ghana used to be a British colony until the 6th of March 1957, when Ghana gained its independence. So the official language is still English, but there are a whole lot of languages, so many languages spoken. So when you go to school from nursery, primary 1, you're taught in English. So then a lot of the children are quite bilingual. At home, they speak both the Fanti and English. They kind of, it just comes to them naturally, as they play, they speak English here, they speak, and then they combine both English and the Fanti, So, and that's what I do as well sometimes, especially when I'm speaking to my sister in London.
Are there particular celebrations within your religion or culture you practically enjoy?
Weddings and funerals are the most celebrated occasions in Ghana. Funerals are celebrated as much as weddings. The funeral celebration goes on for a whole weekend, right from Friday until Sunday. And it's on open, what the Americans call open casket. It's an open coffin so that you can see your loved one there. And then the next day on the Saturday, go to church, have the whole service, and then the burial after that. And then on the Sunday, there's a memorial service as well. And it's the same with weddings. Weddings it carries on the whole weekend, But prior to that, what probably is called engagement here, there's a whole ceremony whereby the families of the groom and the bride meet. And actually, marriage in Ghana, most areas in Ghana, is actually between the families. Although the couple are the ones who are going to live together and make a life, it's usually the families come together.
Did you go to school in Scotland or in any other country?
Yes, I primary and secondary school in Ghana. Primary school, I was at home, went to school, walked to school. And then when I went to secondary school, I went to a boarding school. And I went to a school about 8 miles away from home. And I only came home during the holidays, like Christmas, Easter. I did a business studies course, I did a consumer studies course, and then I went to university and did business law. And that actually took me through most of my working life.
was your adoption journey like to the job or career you have now or had?
I said to my dad, I said I would like to become a lawyer so that I can put all the bad people in jail. But when I grew up and started doing law, I realized that wasn't the case at all. You couldn't just do that, you know. My education led me into a whole number of jobs. A lot of the jobs I've done are community, are NGOs, non-government organizations, whereby they look into. I worked in Glasgow for Poverty Alliance, and the job I left before I retired was actually with a race equality organization, and the job we did was to actually educate people regarding racial issues, and educate young people like yourselves.
Are there specific clothes or jewellery linked with your culture or religion that you wear?
Yeah, I mean, I've got this on here, and this fabric here is called kente, and it's spelled Kente, kente, and it's a national. They actually worn on special occasions. They come in different colors and different designs, and each and every one has got its own. They've got names. You know how the Scottish tartan has got clan names, like the Stewarts, the McDonald's, whatever. These ones don't have family names, but they've got names to them, each and every one of them. They are all hand woven. They are usually woven in. They usually weave them in sashes like this, and then they are stitched together to make a big cloth, which I've got one over there that I can show you.
Thank you for being here with us, Cecilia.
Does anybody want to try one on? Was it fashion? It was so. It's like anyway. You can This one here belonged to my late mother, and I was asked how old this is, and that my mother would have been, if she was alive, would have been 103, and she died when she was 84. And this she had almost all her life. So this, what I'm holding here, must be more than 80 years old. I don't really use it. I keep it. It's a keepsake. It's something that my mom wrapped around herself and wore, for special occasions. And I just keep that, and it reminds me of her.